The fourth prerequisite for algebra, standard 4, is solving proportions. So what is a proportion? Well, a proportion says that two ratios are equal. So it's like having two fractions that are equal to each other. These ratios are equal, so they are in proportion to one another. Because if I divide 2 by 5, I would get 0.4, and if I divide 4 by 10, I would get 0.4. 2 out of 5 is equal to 4 out of 10. So here's how to. So you want to redraw the picture to the right, but make it 2/3 the size of the original. You measure from the bottom of the face to the top and find it to be 12 inches tall. So to determine how tall the new face should be, you set up a proportion. We know we want it to be 2/3 the size of the original, so we do 2 over 3. We're not sure how wide, but we know it's going to be, it started with 12 inches tall. So what we're going to do, since we don't know how wide it is, that's where we get the variable. In order to solve this proportion, you must multiply the numbers that are diagonal from each other and solve the equation. So here we get 2 times 12 and 3 times x. 2 times 12 is 24, which is equal to 3x. And then we divide by 3 to get our x by itself, and that tells me that x is 8. We did this by cross multiplying. So the face should be 8 inches tall in the picture you are drawing. Now let's look at some more examples. Here we've got v over 3 is equal to 12 over 4. Again, we're going to cross multiply the diagonals. So that gives me 4v is equal to 36, because 4 times v is 4v, 3 times 12 is 36. Now we divide by 4 and v is 9. The problem's done. Here we've got 5 plus m divided by 6 is equal to 17. Well, we can get rid of that 5 first by subtracting 5 on both sides, which gives us m over 6 is equal to 12. Now we want to make this a proportion. So instead of leaving it like it is, we write it with the 12 over 1. Now we can solve it just like a proportion. Cross multiply, m times 1 is 1m. 6 times 12 is 72. When you divide by 1, you just get m is equal to 72. Let's look at another one. Here again, so we rewrite it, putting the 3 over 1. We cross multiply. 5 times 3 is 15. 1 times n minus 2. And we distribute that 1. 1 times n is n. 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. Now we can just add 2 to both sides. And n equals 17, or 17 equals n. Here's our fourth example. Again, we have 5 divided by x plus 3 equals negative 5. We need to make that into a proportion. And so that negative can be off to the side or it can be up with the 5. It doesn't matter. It only applies to one number though, so we're going to keep it with that 5 when we cross multiply. So we do negative 5 times x plus 3, and 5 times 1 is 5. So we distribute that negative 5, and when we do that, we get negative 5x, and then negative 5 times 3 is negative 15 is equal to 5. Now we've got a two-step equation, so we add 15 to both sides, and we get a negative 5x equals 20. Divide by negative 5, and we get x equals negative 4. Here's some for you to try. Go ahead and try them. Hit pause on the video. When you're done, hit play, and you'll see the answers.